Welcome back to Lane Switching. Today, I'm here with my guest, none other than Dola. We're up here in the barber shop. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. We're about to go to the show, Rebel, performing, opening for Tony Yayo. But today we're talking about your music, so let's just start it off. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, right before music.
For music, I was like any other kid. I used to go to school. I used to play football actually. That's what I wanted to do before. I wanted to actually be in the NFL and all that, all that type of dream you had when you were a kid. But I realized, it's not for everyone sometimes. Sometimes something's not for everyone and you just move on. You choose other paths.
Yeah, well,
basically.
What position did you play?
I used to play defensive end, safety, and linebacker.
Okay, sick.
I always loved the defense. I didn't want to play on the offense.
And in the NFL, you got any team? You got a team you rock with?
I used to really rate the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I feel like, what's that team called? The Chiefs. That's my team now.
Facts. They're in the Super Bowl tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
So good luck to them. But so exactly when was it when you started making music?
I started making music a while ago, to be honest. Basically music, I always loved music. So like when I would go to the studio, I would do what I think is good to me, you know what I mean? So I would kind of do music for me. So like back in the days, let's say like 5 years ago, that's when I really started to do music. Like 5 years ago, I would go to the stew and the ends. We had stew everywhere, and I would make music for me because I'd be writing it at home and I'd make sure, it sounds sick to me. And then I go to the studio and execute it basically. So you can say before I used to make music for me, for myself. I always loved music, I just wanted to know, see how it could be if I did it type shit.
That's dope. And when was it actually when you started releasing?
I started releasing. I remember my first track I released. I think it was like maybe 4 years ago. So a year after I started making music. It was called M&M's. It was with my boy from back in the days. My boy I went to high school with. That was the first track I ever released. And then after that, I did a track with OTG Stiffy. Shout out Stiffy.
Mm-hmm.
We released that too on YouTube. It's called, I think it's called Stacking. Me and Stiffy Stacking, yeah.
And it was actually this year you dropped 2 singles.
Yeah.
And both with visuals. So the first one was Walk With One with Eazy Finesse. Mm-hmm. And then you got another one, Emotions with GM. Just talk a little bit about those tracks. How'd they come together?
So first I shot the one with GM first, like maybe 2 years before the one with Eazy. We shot it a while ago. That's when I was in Montreal with GM, and we used to always go to the studio every day. Every day we were at the studio. We made a lot of tracks. We even shot some videos in Montreal, just never released them. We weren't satisfied and shit, But that one, yeah, I recorded it a while ago in Montreal, maybe like 3 years ago now. And it was shot a long time ago. It's just, I guess GM wasn't really ready because we wanted to market it and everything, you know what I mean? We wanted to go deep with it. But me, I'm like, yo, there's nothing to lose, at least let's just drop it and see what happens. So I guess like a couple years later, I just said, fuck it, let me drop it,
Yeah, and it's a sick track. And, someone who I guess, is family to you is Lito. How not just how did he affect your music, but how did he change the image of Southside Ottawa?
Lito changed the image, not only for the Southside, but like for the whole Ottawa. Lito, me, I know Lito, like, that's like my brother and myself, you know what I mean? Like, I seen him go from 0 to 100. Like, when I'm talking about 0 from 100, I mean like back then, like, you know what I mean? We're Haitian, so like, we're not born here. So back then, it was hard for us to speak English, you know what I mean? Like, back then, my broski could barely speak English type shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, all of a sudden, you see he's dropping tracks, and they sound sick, fam, you know what I mean? So I was amazed. I'm like, oh, if you can do that, fam, might as well just, try it myself too, you know what I mean? And I seen how he was doing it. I was with him at the studio and all that. So, I learned. And then, yeah, he did a big impact into the whole Ottawa. He had talent. He didn't even need to write or none of that. He would just go to the studio, put a beat. He would give you at least 5 flows of that track. He would give you 5 tracks of that beat, you know what I mean? Yeah, he was talented. I'm not gonna lie. He was a problem.
So speaking about your music, just tell us a little bit about your creative process. Like, are you someone who likes to freestyle, someone who likes to write?
Me, I like to write since back then. Even when I started making music, I always wrote, always, because I like to make sure that what I'm saying makes sense. Not only that,
Yeah.
but that was before, when you had nothing to say. So you just go and get words that make sense and that rhymes, and then you just put it and make a track with it. So I used to always write a lot, but then the further you go, you want to talk about real shit. You know what I mean? So when you freestyle, that's when it actually comes. And when you're really saucy, you're gonna make it rhyme. You know what I mean? You're gonna make it rhyme. However you want to do it, you're gonna make it rhyme when you're saucy. You know what I mean? So my tracks, like half of my tracks, they're freestyle. Like a full track, usually I write the hook just so I can have an idea of how I want to go on the track. You know what I mean? And then for the verse, I can freestyle because I know what I can talk about if I'm freestyling because it's real shit. You know what I mean? That's basically how I go.
And so, Ottawa is obviously still an up and coming scene. The consistency, you might say, is not exactly there, but for you, it depends on all different artists in the city. But what do you say keeps you away from music?
Life. Because right now, I'm not really doing music to financially support me. So, everyday life, I need to pay my bills and stuff, right? Right now, I'm not really like, I know even if it was to pay me, it wouldn't pay me that much. So, I don't really see the point. If I'm doing it, I want to get big paid, you know what I mean? So, right now, I'm just working on maybe getting my cloud up, my name around and stuff. And then, yeah. And then we're going to worry about that later. So, every day-to-day life. That's what keeps me away from music. But I try, because everything I do, there's music involved. That's what's good with it. So I'm not really far away, but still here.
For sure. And you're also surrounding yourself around the right people, and you've worked with a lot of great artists already. But in the future, what are some other artists you'd like to work with?
Not gonna lie, I like my team. Like I like my team a lot. Definitely right now just my team, but if I really could work with anybody else in the world, it would have to be people like from the 1017 side, RIP Big Scar. Big Scar, if I had a track with him, it'd be solid. Pooh Shiesty, Lil Baby, Lil Durk. People like that, people that are popping. Other than that, my team, for sure. My team were the best. I'm not really looking at anybody else. Nobody else made me realize what my team had, so my team for sure.
For sure, and I think it's important, and it's underrated sometimes how important that chemistry is. You look at a guy like Metro Boomin, who continuously go back to people he knows because he knows the product's gonna be good. You already had it. You had a great 2022. What can we expect from you for 2023?
2022, a whole lot of music for sure. Music videos. I like doing music videos. I don't really like dropping audios, but I know that's what comes with it, so I'm gonna have to. But a lot of music videos for sure, 100%. 100%.
So where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on IG at Lito Gang Dola. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really have other social media. Just IG, Lito Gang Dola.
Yeah, that's fair. So that was the interview with Dola. I'm DF2. That's Dola.
Gra.
Peace, y'all.